Previously, on the practice.
Smoking crack.
Please just get me out.
If I get you out, you go into rehab immediately.
I promise.
Central lining started to come loose from the uterine wall, and there was cocaine in her body.
The baby.
Little girl, 3.5 pounds.
Sorry.
Okay.
This is unbelievable. 2 lovers and they're both dead? You think just because you got away with it last time, you can get away with it whenever?
Yes.
He has a narcissistic personality disorder. He commits a crime where it's impossible not to convict him, and the game is still getting away with it.
Well, win or lose, won't this be fun?
Were you trying to wrestle the knife away, or were you trying to kill him?
It went into him during the struggle.
It went in by accident?
How many ways can I say it?
We find the defendant, Joseph Heric, not guilty.
God, she's really getting a personality.
All right, I'm out of here.
Who'd you kill?
Good to see you too, Eleanor. Have you put on weight?
We're busy, Joey. Who'd you kill?
Very cute. Can't anybody say, hey, good to see ya? Who's that?
Mine. What are you doing here?
You have a baby.
Joey, why are you here?
Why don't we start by asking where I've been for the last 3 years? Law school. Ta-da! Passed the bar in February. We're now all learned brothers.
You're a lawyer?
And a good one, so far.
Wait. You went to law school, took the bar exam.
It was my therapist's idea. He thought one way of weaning myself off of killing people was to help others who did get away with it. I've got a case now. That's why I'm here.
Case? What kind of case?
Homicide. I don't slum. The problem I'm having is this. I think the kid might actually be innocent. And as good as I am, my conscience says I should bring someone else on board with experience.
So, in addition to getting a law degree, you also picked up a conscience?
Drives like new, hardly any miles on it. Seriously, Bobby, I never admit this publicly, but I could really use some help. It starts tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm ready. I can do this. And I could do it alone. I'm prepared to if I have to. But to be honest, with an innocent kid's life on the line, believe it or not, I don't want to. Come on, what do you say? You, me, Ellie? It'll be fun. It's like old times.
You're actually helping him? And you?
Come on. I can't resist.
But he's a murderer.
We only know that because we represented him.
Even so, we also know he's clinically sick.
Look, the ship has sailed. I said I'd help.
Jimmy, it's someone from Brigham Hospital.
Jimmy Balloon. Hi.
I'm sorry, Jimmy.
Hey, shh. This is Lucy Hatcher. She works with me. She also works for Rape Crisis.
I feel so stupid.
What happened?
You're gonna be mad, Jimmy. I'm still...
Prostitution.
It was a trick. You just went crazy. I'm so sorry.
Where's your baby?
She's with a friend. She's okay.
So, What happened? One of your tricks speed you up?
He raped me. And then he beat me up.
He raped you? The sex wasn't consensual?
No. I mean, it probably would have been. I mean, we went to a room, too, but as soon as we got there, he just wigged out. It was like he had this thing against hookers, like we were evil. I told him to get out, and he raped me.
Do you think you might recognize him if the police showed you some photographs?
He gave me his name. I told it to the police.
The body of Jean Homestead was found in an alley off of Tremont Street, a deep gash in the back of her head, the apparent victim of a mugging. That's the way it looked, because that's the way that Daniel Carrington wanted it to look. But that is not the way she died, ladies and gentlemen. The evidence will show overwhelmingly the defendant drove to the victim's house, murdered Mrs. Homestead in her bedroom, then drove her body back into Boston and dumped her into that alley. The evidence will establish the defendant and the victim were having an affair, and when the victim tried to end the relationship, the defendant murdered her.
The homicide rate in this country, this city, our city, the proud city of Boston, is starting to climb. And people like me, you, getting damn sick of it. For one, I'm fed up with exalting civil rights to the point where the criminal enjoys more constitutional privileges than we do. Enough already. If a person kills another human being, I don't give a rat's ass whether he suffers from schizophrenia, substance abuse, an overbearing mother. I say put the son of a bitch in jail. It's how I feel. It may be how some of you feel, too. Certainly how the government feels, and I salute them for it. But every once in a while, in their zeal, their haste to make sure a murder is avenged, they get it wrong, and they arrest the wrong person. My heart goes out to Jean Homestead's husband sitting there, and her son. We all want to catch the person who killed Jean Homestead. But Daniel Carrington is not that person. They've arrested the wrong man.
Jimmy, the police questioned the guy.
What's his story?
They went back to her place. He didn't know she was a hooker. After they had sex, she announced she was. Tried to extort him for $10,000. He refused and left.
And you believe that?
Jimmy, the examination didn't reveal any vaginal bruising or tearing.
You see her face. You think she did that to herself?
I can't rule out the possibility that she did.
Why?
This is a hooker with a drug problem. Listen, even if she's telling you the truth, a prostitute takes a man to a room to have sex, then claims the sex wasn't consensual. I'm not that good a DA.
Both blows came to the back of the skull. The second one, this one, was fatal. It crushed both the skull and the brain stem. Death likely came instantly.
And did you make any other findings that you find significant?
Several. There were no other bruises, scratches, no skin scrapings under her nails, no indication of a struggle.
And what did that tell you?
Well, that it's highly unlikely she was mugged or overpowered. Much more likely she was simply struck on the back of the head.
Anything else?
We found small traces of semen in the vaginal area. We submitted samples for DNA analysis. They were an exact genetic match with the defendant.
Thank you, Doctor.
First of all, Doctor, let me applaud you on your ability to crunch your testimony. So many experts, especially doctors, just rattle on at such technical talk that's either boring or incomprehensible. I salute you, sir.
Thank you.
I probably shouldn't be admitting this, but I can't take issue with a single thing you said. I agree with all of it. So, I'm going to sit down so we can move on. Oh, I'm sorry. There is one thing. It is possible for her to be mugged and dragged into the alleyway without showing any physical signs, such as bruising or fingernail scrapings?
Yes, it's possible.
Excellent. Thanks. One other thing. If my client had intercourse with the victim several hours before her death, semen evidence could still be found, couldn't it?
Yes.
So, it's possible my client and the victim had sex. She was later hit on the head and killed by somebody else. Your findings don't exclude that possibility, do they, Doctor?
No.
Thank you.
How'd I do?
He raped me. And it would be your word against his. Do you know who he is?
Russell Mathis.
He's a very prominent lawyer. He would be perceived to be more credible than a hooker with a drug history. Look, I'm your friend. There's nothing to be done here.
Maybe not criminally. I would think Mr. Mathis would like us to go away without any noise. I'll go pay him a visit, Jimmy.
I'm ending it now, Danny. I can't see you anymore. I'm married, and the truth is, you're beginning to frighten me a little. I just need you to stay away.
That was identified as the voice of the victim?
Identified by her husband, yes.
Where was this message found, Detective?
On the defendant's voicemail, recorded at 6 minutes past 9 on January 17th.
And according to the coroner's findings, when did Mrs. Homestead die?
Her body temperature indicated that she died about 10 p.m. that same night.
Did you make any findings as to where she died, Detective?
Our conclusion was that she died in her own bedroom. There were microscopic blood spatterings on her bedpost as well as the carpet. The blood matched up genetically to the victim. We believe she was killed there and then moved.
Any other evidence lead you to this?
We also found microscopic blood splatterings in the defendant's car. Blood that also belonged to the victim.
Thank you, Detective.
Well, things really look bleak for our side, don't they? Now, I imagine that's why you arrested my client. The phone message, the blood splatterings, the affair. Well, come to think of it, that would be it, wouldn't it? I mean, that's your entire case. Blood, phone message, and affair. Right, Detective?
And his semen.
Right, well, I was sort of including that with affair. Any weapon?
No.
Any evidence? Physical, forensic, testimonial that my client was in the victim's bedroom that night?
His semen.
Well, the coroner's already admitted that they could have made love earlier, maybe even someplace else. Do you disagree with the coroner on that, Detective?
No.
And this blood you're talking about, microscopic, you said. So if we took all this blood and pooled it together, the blood you found both in her bedroom and my client's car, more or less than a paper cut, Detective?
Probably less.
Gee, it doesn't look as bad for us as I thought.
Objection.
Is it wise to be smug, Joey?
Oh, Danny, that was nothing. Ask Eleanor.
Have they offered any kind of plea here?
Second degree? It's laughable.
What are you willing to take?
We thought an acquittal would be nice.
Yes, besides that. Danny, would you consider manslaughter?
Joey thinks we can win.
This is Joey's first murder trial.
Bobby.
He needs to hear that, Joey.
You don't think we can win?
Yes, you have a shot here. But your lawyer's opinions are colored by his ego.
Bobby.
This is what you get for making me second chair. If you don't already know this, you need to as we go forward.
I've trusted Joey this far. I'm going to keep trusting him.
How is he?
He's good. The jury loves him. It kills me to admit it.
Admit what? Hi, Helen. You know, I've been having these nasty little hetero dreams of you. What?
Joey, the blood in the car is a problem. I hope you don't plan to argue paper cut.
Oh, no. The beloved husband is up next. He's what you call Plan B.
Wait a second.
He has no alibi.
It doesn't matter. Do you have any evidence that he killed her?
No.
Well, then you don't Plan B, not the widower.
Eleanor.
If you accuse the husband with nothing to back up the accusation, your client will get convicted.
I agree.
Bobby, Eleanor, I recognize that I don't have your experience, but one thing I do know, Plan B, that's where the practice of law is delicious.
Mr. Belluti, Mr. Mathis can see you now.
You can close the door, Pauline.
Yes, sir.
It's the conclusion of a rape crisis counselor that she was raped. She tells me she was raped, and I believe her.
You believe her. Your client set me up, Mr. Belluti. She had relations only then to tell me what her occupation was, and then she attempted to extort me.
Did she give herself the black eye?
Perhaps she did. I assure you I didn't. Why are you here?
The district attorney's office has to prove its case beyond all reasonable doubt. In civil cases, as you know, the burden is much less. She makes for a credible witness.
Get to the punchline.
We settle now or sue you tomorrow. None of those people would ever know.
On your way out, Mr. Belluti, take a glance at the artwork on the walls. We are a very rich law firm, Mr. Belluti. It's a byproduct of having many excellent lawyers. Go forward with this extortion. I'll deploy the attorneys here to destroy both your client and you.
And that's not extortion?
No, it isn't. Because I didn't rape your client. You may leave now, Mr. Belluti.
I thought maybe Jean was out with friends, though it wasn't like her not to leave me a message. Finally, around midnight, I began calling some of her friends, and then at 3 a.m., I phoned the police.
Mr. Homestead, I know that this is very difficult, sir, but did you have knowledge of your wife's affair with the defendant?
I had learned about it a week before.
And how did you find out, sir?
Jeannie had been in therapy, and her therapist implored with her that she tell me.
And as a result of your finding out,
We had some very severe arguments, ending with a recommitment by both of us to our marriage.
And as for the defendant?
She planned to break it off with him.
Do you know if she did that, sir?
She said she had 3 conversations, telling him that...
Objection, hearsay.
Withdrawn.
Joey.
Let it in, Eleanor.
No, this is...
The objection is withdrawn, Your Honor. I think we should all hear this.
Would you continue, sir? She said that he was having a difficult time accepting that they would not be seeing one another again. Jean even thought that she might eventually have to get a restraining order.
Why?
She was becoming afraid of him.
Did she use that word, sir? Afraid?
Yes. She was concerned that he might try to hurt her.
Thank you, sir.
Well, now I wish we hadn't withdrawn our objection at all if I knew you were going to say that.
Mr. Heric.
So, your wife told you the things she'd been discussing with her therapist?
Yes.
Has she engaged in any other affairs?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Has she talked to you perhaps about being unusually attracted to a younger man? An attraction that both she and her therapist considered unhealthy. Mr. Homestead, did she tell you she'd been sexually attracted to another man? A younger man?
Yes.
A man that she had once even kissed?
Yes.
Sir, do you see that man in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Could you identify him for the court, please?
My son. Her stepson.
Well, isn't this exciting?
Objection.
Withdrawn. Sir, how many hours were you home alone before notifying the police that your wife was missing?
I don't know. Around 5 hours.
Forgive me, sir, but I have to ask the question that's on everybody's mind. Did you kill your wife?
Objection.
Overruled. Obviously, it wasn't over like she said between her and my client. They found his sperm. She clearly lied to you. She has an affair. You learn she kisses her stepson, your son. Then you find out she's lying and still sleeping with the man she claims to be afraid of. If indeed she said that, only you know for sure. Did you kill your wife?
No, I did not.
I don't believe you.
Objection!
Mr. Heric, nothing further, Your Honor.
He doesn't need us, Bobby. He's not even letting us in on all of his cards. We're simply sitting in a courtroom as spectators to be impressed, which is exactly what his narcissistic disorder is all about. He needs other people to see his achievements in order for him to enjoy them.
Well, we can't get out now, Eleanor.
We were just talking about you, Joey. Nice little bombshell.
Wasn't it, though?
Why didn't you tell us about it?
Oh, come on, it ruined the surprise. Now, the question becomes, do I let Daniel testify? Things are going so well.
Does he have any skeletons?
Not that I'm aware of.
Then he has to testify. He has to explain the semen.
And the blood in his car.
I could rest now. I'd argue they didn't make their burden.
Joey, things aren't going that well. You need to put him up there.
I'll do whatever you want. But Jennifer, we're not going to win this. He's prepared to put an army of lawyers on this. I think we should just let it go.
The man rapes me, and I'm supposed to just let it go? Mr. Belluti?
Yes.
First, I'm going to deny saying everything I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
I don't know if Mr. Mathis did what you're saying he did. But there's a junior partner at my firm. Keeps asking me what's going on. It's like he's too interested, you know. I think he knows something.
What's his name?
Like I say, we never had this conversation.
Jimmy, draft a complaint. Move for an emergency deposition to be taken prior to filing the complaint.
Can you do that?
But if there's a danger the evidence could be lost. This junior partner will have a lot of pressure put on him. You need to get him in a room now and put him under oath.
File the complaint, counsel.
We're happy to do that, Your Honor.
I would think the defendant would seek to explore ways of making this go away before we file, since filing makes it public record.
That kind of threat is evidence of the extortion.
Look, I have the automatic right to depose him after we sue. We're happy to take that route.
Mr. Beluti, don't insult me. The only reason you're not formally suing is because by doing so, your card is played and you lose leverage. This thing has a bad stench to it. But, Mr. Miles, it's not a question as to whether he can depose this lawyer. This motion only covers timing.
We're even willing to come to your place.
I'm going to allow the deposition. But, Mr. Beluti, like I say, I don't like the stench.
We had gone to a club.
At 6 p.m.? A little early, isn't it?
It was an underground club. Mostly gay. But a lot of heterosexuals went there primarily to have sex.
They had sex in the club?
Yes.
And you and Gene Homestead went to this club on the night of the murder?
Yes.
Daniel? What did you do there?
We danced. We made love.
What time did you leave?
Probably around 8 or 9. I drove her home.
Did you go inside?
No. I dropped her off, then I went home.
You never went back to her house?
No.
Well, did you receive her phone message?
No, that message was left on my business cell, which she would know I wouldn't get. That message was left to set me up.
Objection.
Stand. Then what about those microscopic traces of blood that were found in the back seat of your car?
I have no idea. I mean, she's certainly been in the back seat of my car many times. Sometimes we even made love there.
Anybody see you and Mrs. Homestead at this club?
I'm sure people did. No one's come forward.
It's funny how not one waitress, not one bartender, not one patron remembers seeing you there.
It's a pretty crowded place.
Any witnesses to establish that you were home alone the night of the murder?
There were witnesses. I wouldn't have been alone.
Ever been convicted of a felony, Mr. Carrington?
Once. Many years ago.
What was it?
Assault.
Assault and battery. You beat up a girlfriend, didn't you, Mr. Carrington?
I pushed her.
Pushed her, and she was hospitalized with 3 broken ribs. Wasn't she, Mr. Carrington?
Did you know about that conviction?
So what? He was only 19 at the time.
It doesn't matter. That felony was reason enough to keep him off the stand.
You told me to put him on.
Did you know he beat up a former girlfriend?
Well, the jury had to hear his story.
How about you letting us in on all the facts from now on?
Just to help me prepare my closing.
I'll meet you back at the office.
I have no information whatsoever.
What's your relationship with Mr. Mathis?
I work with him. We're both lawyers in the same firm.
You socialize together?
No, we do not.
Were you in the Palmer House Hotel on the evening of April 12th?
No, I was not.
Do you have any information concerning the events involving Mr. Mathis on April 12th?
Asked and answered.
I will answer it again. I don't know what you're talking about, and I have no information.
Do you know Jennifer Cole?
No, I do not.
Ever heard of her before?
Only in connection with this lawsuit.
Okay. We're done.
You can go, Mark. You also, please. If you go forward with this lawsuit, Mr. Beluti, this is the counterclaim that awaits you. Never mind abuse of process. There are counts of libel, defamation of character.
You can't sue me for what I allege in a complaint.
Oh, we will. And truthfully, I hope we lose the first go-round. That'll give us a chance to go to the appeals court, possibly the SJC. I hope you like working on this case, Mr. Beluti. Because for the next 3 years,
you'll have time for little else.
Sorry we're late. We were held up in court and we all wanted to come over together.
What is this?
This is an army, Mr. Mathis. See, you may have thought to yourself, nobody's going to take up the cause of a lowly prostitute. But you were wrong. Jennifer Cole is a friend of this firm. We care about Jennifer Cole. We stand committed to exercising Jennifer Cole's rights. I guess what I'm trying to say, Mr. Mathis, if you want a war, you've got one.
You think you're ready to challenge the resources of this law firm?
Do some research. We've been up against big firms before and beaten them for a lot of money.
A reputation is a terrible thing to waste, Mr. Mathis.
You people are what give lawyers a bad name.
No, lawyers who rape give us a bad name.
Look, we can fight or we can settle this. But like Eugene Young said, if it's a fight you want, you're in for a big one. And win or lose, you lose.
$175,000. All conditioned on total confidentiality.
175,000?
I think we should take it.
Okay.
We'll have to check tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all.
But Jennifer, listen. This guy Mathis, if he's capable of rape, we just left him pretty hot. I don't want you ever going back to the Palmer house.
I won't.
You have a little girl, Jennifer. She needs you. The other night, you could have been killed. You need to start over.
I will, Jimmy. And not just for her, but for you.
You don't owe me nothing.
I owe you my life, Jimmy. And I'll never forget it.
She told her husband she feared Daniel Carrington, feared that he might hurt her, and she's found dead. Dead with traces of Daniel Carrington's semen in her. Her blood is found in Daniel Carrington's car. Come on. He previously beat up and hospitalized another girlfriend. All the evidence in this case points to him, and what's his story? They made love in a bar? Nobody saw them in this bar. Not one patron, not one waitress or bartender. There was a message from the victim breaking off the relationship, a message to the defendant left 1 hour before she was murdered. There is no doubt here, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel Carrington murdered Jean Homestead.
I certainly understand the theory that Danny did it. His sperm, blood, phone message. Makes perfect sense to jump to that conclusion, doesn't it? But we don't jump to conclusions in murder trials. The evidence has to establish guilt beyond all reasonable doubt. Now, have they really done so here? They certainly didn't rule out that they made love at the club or that Danny was alone at home. Now, let's face it, we really can't rule out the husband, can we? He had motive, opportunity, no alibi. What about the stepson, for that matter? And his stepson embroiled in an Oedipal affair. Certainly capable of twisted turns. Doesn't even stop there. Suppose Danny Carrington had another lover. No evidence, to be sure, but they didn't even investigate that. And is it really that far-fetched? The other lover gets wind of the little session at the club, goes to the victim's house, threatens her, forces her to make that phone call to implicate Danny. Then he or she kills the woman, dumps her in the alley, knowing full well who the police will blame. He or she even plants that little blood speck in his car. Now, Danny is the obvious suspect. It could have been anybody. Maybe one of you. Maybe the judge. Maybe me. Now, could have been a bonehead, stupid murder by Danny, or one of the more perfect variety by somebody else to frame her. The husband, the stepson, a female lover, a big, gay, sick lover, anybody. The simple truth is, we don't know. Certainly not beyond all reasonable doubt.
They sent you with the check?
No, the check is coming by messenger. May I see you in private, Mr. Berluti? I'm a man of conscience, which made yesterday one of the most difficult days in my life. I lied in my deposition, Mr. Berluti.
I had a hunch.
I don't think you had this particular hunch. About 6 weeks ago, I met Jennifer Cole in the Palmer house. She passed herself off as a young advertising executive. We got a room, made love, after which she informed me that she was a prostitute. And if I didn't give her $10,000, she would tell my wife. Or cry rape. Here's a copy of my check. There's nothing to be done now. Your case is settled. But these are people with families, Mr. Berluti. It's difficult for me to stay quiet, knowing she's going to do this again.
Did you kill her?
Bobby, I was throwing out a hypothetical.
I don't think so, Joey. This totally fits your narcissistic disorder. The only reason we were at that table was to be an audience for that smile. You did it, and you wanted us to know you did it.
You've been watching too much television.
Did you and Danny used to be lovers?
Well, now that you mention it. That's how I got the case.
I'm going to the DA.
Oh, please, Bobby, the jury's out. If we win, you've got nothing to say. If we lose, well, DA's just loved stuff. I'm sure he'll be thrilled to listen.
I think you want to lose. That's why you put your guy on the stand with a felony conviction and that closing.
Well, wait. What was wrong with my closing?
It was ridiculous. Maybe the judge did it. Maybe a juror did it.
I also said maybe the lawyer did it. That part you seem to believe.
You killed her.
Bobby. You think I'm evil?
You murdered his lover, framed him, got yourself put on as his lawyer to guarantee he goes away.
Well, I must say it does sound worthy of me.
Hi, everybody. What's the matter?
The name Mark Green didn't ring a bell with you, Jennifer. You cashed his check. You did the same thing to him you did to Mathis. Here's your check.
Take it, walk out of this office, and never come back here again.
These people are rich, Jimmy. It's expensive, raising a child, and
The biggest problem your child has is having you for a mother. If I hear of this happening ever again, I'll go to the police and to social services to take that child away from you. Take the check, walk out, and never come back.
I'm so nervous.
Will the defendant please rise? Madam Foreperson, has the jury reached a unanimous verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
What say you?
In the matter of the Commonwealth versus Daniel Carrington, on the charge of murder in the first degree, we, the jury, find the defendant, Daniel Carrington, guilty.
We will appeal, Your Honor.
So noted. Members of the jury, this completes your service. Security, will you take the defendant into custody? We're hereby adjourned.
Danny, listen, don't lose hope. We will keep trying. Well, what happens now? Come right in. We're going to start talking about our appeal. Danny, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope, Danny. Remember, in the end, it's a good world. Well, guess you can't win them all.
If I can figure out a way to reveal what I know, I will.
Certainly you know the allegation that I tried to lose a case would be libel, per se. Listen, you know, sometimes you have to accept unfortunate outcomes. All part of being a lawyer, isn't it? Right, Ellie? Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go try to dig up some new clients. Till we meet again.
Why wouldn't you tell us what it's about?
I have no idea.
Have we broken any rules lately?
Well, not that I'm aware of. I've never even appeared before this judge.
Neither have I.
Sorry to keep you waiting, gentlemen. Thank you for coming. I'll skip the pleasantries and get right to it. Lawrence O'Malley. You've heard of him.
We read the papers.
Excellent. Then you're halfway up to speed. You obviously know he thinks he's Hannibal Lecter. Tomorrow's papers will be covering his need for new counsel, which is where you come in. You're it.
I beg your pardon?
His lawyer fell out. There will be no continuance for Mr. O'Malley. The trial will start the day after tomorrow, which means I need seasoned criminal defense attorneys who can jump in.
Hold on a second.
The files are being delivered to your office as we speak.
You can't just assign
What
us...
you need to know about the judge, Mr. Donnell, is that she doesn't like to be interrupted. The trial starts on Tuesday. You will be his lawyer. In fact, I'm assigning your entire firm to it to ensure the bastard doesn't have any inadequate counsel appeals.
What about our other cases?
I'll write you a note. Sorry to do this, boys, but your reputation speaks for itself.
What happened to his other lawyer?
Your client bit off his nose.
The whole firm? Who is this judge?
Look, let's not waste time talking about the judge. It is what it is. We have to get ready for the trial.
Starting Tuesday.
Helen Gamble is the DA, so we at least don't need scouting reports on the prosecution. Eugene and I will meet with the client tonight. Eleanor, I need you and Beck to meet with the psychiatrist first thing in the morning.
So we're going insanity.
Yes. Lindsay, I'd like you and Jimmy to meet with his former lawyer. He's at Mass General in good condition.
The guy really thinks he's Hannibal Lecter.
That seems to be the question. The prosecution thinks he's faking. Eugene, we should go.
He's shackled, straitjacket, muzzle. I think you'll be okay.
Has he been fed?
That a joke? We don't find your guy too funny, counsel. You want a guard in there or not? Up to you.
No, we'll be okay. I'm Bobby Donald. This is Eugene Young, appointed by the court to represent you. The judge refused to continue the case. She evidently didn't want to reward you for biting off body parts. That means we go day after tomorrow, which means we have a lot to do. We're going to need your full cooperation. What's your name? Did you miss the part about full cooperation? What's your name?
My name is listed in the indictment. I assume the question is designed to elicit what I think my name is, to give you some sense of whether I'm sane. I suggest you take it up with the doctors.
All right, look, let's not waste time with you trying to prove you're smarter than me. You're in prison, I'm not. You're sitting there shackled, wearing a muzzle. I'm not. You're the one who could be spending the rest of his life in prison. Do you know your name?
Lean in closer.
Just tell me.
My name is Hannibal Lecter. You plan to argue insanity?
You murdered and ate 3 people, Mr. Lecter. Insanity seems to be our best bet.
I didn't kill them. The other man killed them.
What other man? What other man?
The doctors think basically he created this man in his head for the murders themselves. He has never denied consuming the victims, but it's always the other persona who stabbed the girls.
What's the diagnosis?
That's all over the map. One of our doctors says paranoid schizophrenia, another says psychotic disorder. Prosecution experts say he's faking it. That he stabbed the girls and he ate them to give himself an insanity defense should he ever get caught.
It would convince me.
What do you think?
Look, to do what he's done, obviously there's some severe mental deficit here. Is he criminally insane? Did he not understand that what he was doing was wrong? I don't know. All I am sure of is, as crazy as he may be, he is not stupid. Don't ever think you're in charge of him, Miss Dolan. I promise you. He'll be in control of you.
One of the psychiatrists had him take a polygraph. He passed. Said he was Hannibal Lecter, said another guy killed the girls. He passed the lie detector with flying colors.
He could also describe the killings. It was basically like he stepped outside of himself and was watching somebody else do it, and then he would step back into himself to
eat them.
And the police think he's faking because...
He has a 9-to-5 job. He punches in every day as Lawrence O'Malley, pays his bills on time.
Are they offering anything?
Life in prison. Client turned it down. I guess he's not that crazy.
So what? Are we all gonna try this?
Lindsay, I'd like you to open. Women victims, let's put a woman on the face of our defense. Jimmy, you take the lawyer.
We're gonna call him?
Probably first. Eleanor Beck, you got the doctors. Eugene and I will take the prosecution witnesses.
Bobby, Mr. and Mrs. O'Malley are here.
Who?
Hannibal's parents.
He would make up fictitious characters and assume their identities. I think it made him feel stronger. He started pretending he was Hannibal Lecter about 10 years ago, shortly after the movie came out. Probably so that he could feel dangerous. And at some point, he really thought he was.
Mr. Donald, Lawrence would never do these things. We want you to hear that from his parents. This is some sort of insanity, but Lawrence, he is not a killer.
He took his knife and he gutted her like he was cleaning a fish.
Who did?
The other man. She didn't die right away.
Okay, look. We have to make a decision here on the restraints. He's gonna look like a monster if he's shackled and muzzled.
I'm not sitting next to him.
He attacked his last lawyer, Bobby.
We could petition the court to keep him out of the room.
I say let him look like a monster. Our strategy here isn't to make him feel relatable.
Juries don't acquit monsters, Rebecca. First thing they teach us in law school, monsters lose.
Anybody who would take the lives of 3 young women, then cannibalize them, has to have a little insanity going on. But did Mr. O'Malley understand the nature and quality of his acts? Did he know what he was doing was wrong? Of course he did. Ladies and gentlemen, the evidence will show he tried to conceal his crimes. He tried to avoid getting caught. Why? Because he knew it was wrong. This man acted knowingly, reflectively, and methodically. He'd go to the same bar, select a victim, hit on her, then when rebuffed, follow her, abduct her, stab her to death, then eat her.
None of us can fathom what must be happening in Lawrence O'Malley's brain. To fillet 3 women with a knife, to consume them. This is not how sane people behave. As this trial goes forward, you're going to look at this man sitting over there and probably wonder to yourselves whether he's even human. You might look at me and the other lawyers defending him and have questions about our humanity. How can we defend such a monster? Well, our judicial system is about many things. What it's first and foremost about is protecting society's weakest and most vulnerable members. Lawrence O'Malley is severely mentally ill. The evidence we present to you will establish this convincingly. You'll want to ignore it, because you're human. Your sympathy for the victims, your hatred for our client, will make you want to ignore or deny what the doctors tell you. But as jurors, you have an obligation to weigh the evidence. That's your duty. That's why you're here. And the evidence will tell you Lawrence O'Malley is insane.
We'd had so many complaints about how bad the house smelled, we finally sent an officer out there. He took one step inside and recognized the odor to be decomposing remains. We obtained a search warrant, went to the premises, and quickly found 3 bodies in the basement in different stages of decomposition.
Was anybody else there, Detective?
The defendant, he kept saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. That's pretty much all he said at the house. I'm sorry.
Now, you said the bodies were in different stages.
One was basically skeletal. The other 2 were carcasses. It was extremely gruesome.
Detective, did you find anything else?
There was a freezer which contained frozen meat, human meat.
Now, you later interrogated Mr. O'Malley at the police station, did you not?
Yes, where he described each of the killings in detail. According to the coroner, the descriptions were accurate.
Thank you, Detective.
You asked my client his name?
Yes.
What did he tell you?
He said his name was Hannibal Lecter.
Did he say he killed the women?
No. He claims he witnessed the other man do it. He just called him the other man.
The same other man for all 3 murders?
Yes.
Did he describe the other man?
Yes. The description he gave pretty much matched himself.
He would be at the bar 3 nights a week, easy.
Do you specifically remember the defendant?
Oh, yes. He was too weird not to remember. I served him many nights, and I never heard him speak.
Did you ever see him speak?
To women, I did. He was always trying to talk up women. I never saw him have success.
Did you ever see Mr. O'Malley talk to any of these women?
I know I saw him talking to the first girl, and I remember the look on her face. It was like, get this kook away from me.
You used the word strange, weird, kook. Based on your observations of my client, Mr. Williams, he seemed nuts.
Objection?
Lay opinion.
I'll allow it. You may answer.
He seemed very nuts.
And he would come in 3 nights a week, on average?
Yes. He would try to talk to women sometimes. Other nights he'd just sit at the bar, sometimes motionless, like he was in this trance, just staring straight ahead. The guy wasn't right.
We don't need that. Scaring the jury doesn't help us here, Lawrence. Just sit there and be a passive monster. Can you do that, please? All right, look, the facts are pretty much in. The rest of the trial goes to the insanity issue. The big decision for us is whether or not to let you testify.
We'd like to put you up there, but we can't if we think you'll strike terror in people.
Forbes is here. Jimmy's prepping him.
Okay. We'll lead with him and then go with the doctors.
I'd like to talk to her, please.
Who?
Her. My attorney. The one who delivered the eloquent opening about me being one of society's most vulnerable members. Please. Sit. Hello, Clarissa.
Oh, brother.
Could you leave, Bobby? I'd like to speak with Clarissa alone.
I'm not Clarissa, Lawrence. Jodie Foster wasn't even Clarissa. She was Clarice. And even she's not Clarice anymore.
Do they know? Does Bobby know?
Does he know what?
That you're in love with me.
I think he might be faking. Hannibal Lecter, isn't that a little too pat?
We'll let the prosecution argue that. Experts ready?
Oh, they're ready and convincing. They don't think he's faking at all.
Jimmy?
Forbes is set. What about the muzzle? I think it should come off.
We'll take the muzzle off when he testifies. We need to get back.
He kept talking about the other man. How he watched the other man stab them. I would gently remind him, Lawrence, there was no other man. The other man is you. He never liked that. He'd ask me to please not say he was the killer.
Mr. Forbes, why did you remind him?
Well, we were about to start trial. I had to prepare him for things he was going to hear from his own doctors even. But he just didn't like hearing that he was the killer. Friday night, I reminded him again, and that was it.
What happened?
He just lunged. Like a Rottweiler, he had me by the nose.
In the course of your representation of Mr. O'Malley, what can you tell us about his mental...
Objection. He is trying to admit medical opinions again.
No, a lay opinion.
Your Honor, I will stipulate the lay opinion of Mr. O'Malley is he's crazy, but this witness has no foundation to present testimony on the issue of legal insanity as it relates to this trial.
I'm going to agree. The witness may speak to the defendant's behavior, but leave the psychiatric opinions to the doctors. Mr. O'Malley, please take your seat. Mr. O'Malley.
Your Honor, at this time I'd ask that the district attorney be disqualified.
Why?
She and I have had relations.
It was one of those moments where time just seemed to freeze. Even Helen Gamble herself seemed momentarily paralyzed.
Such crap. Well, what do they expect me to do? Jump up and react? Stupid media.
Helen, I know we agreed to never talk shop at home, but you really should put something on the table.
It was a stunt, Eleanor, and you know it. Hey, everybody, look how insane I am.
Could be, but not many people eat flesh. The jury's gotta think he's nuts.
Jurors are human. At their core, they're vengeful.
I think you're projecting there.
And when they go back to deliberate about what he did to those women, compassion won't be winning out.
Tomorrow, the case turns to the doctors, where both sides have their experts lined up.
The base illness is paranoid schizophrenia. The fixed false belief is that he's Hannibal Lecter.
And doctor, does paranoid schizophrenia make a person homicidal?
Well, there are no norms. It doesn't necessarily make a person dangerous. It seems with Mr. O'Malley that when he kills, he experiences a psychotic break from his other reality.
You lost me there.
He becomes somebody else altogether when he kills. The other person. Then he goes back to being Mr. Lecter. Basically, he suffers from paranoid schizophrenia always, and he suffers from periodic psychosis on top of that.
Or he's faking.
I don't believe he could feign these kinds of symptoms, Miss Gamble.
Well, doctor, have you ever known a person to feign schizophrenia or psychosis?
Successfully? It would be extremely rare.
But it can be done. And in my medical opinion, Mr. O'Malley is doing it here.
Why do you think so?
Well, for starters, he's completely functional as Lawrence O'Malley. He goes to work, performs competently there. None of his co-workers have ever seen a sign of Hannibal Lecter.
Well, could he just be covering it up?
Sure, but why? If he has no compunction about being Hannibal Lecter with the police, why would he cover it up with others?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How many times do I have to say it? The guy was looking right at me.
Look, it didn't hurt us. It's not like we're pretending he's nice.
No, but it doesn't help if it seems even we're afraid of him.
Oh, come on, he's tied up like a rabid dog. Everyone in that room is afraid of him.
The problem is, if they think of him as a dog, crazy or not, they're gonna want to put him to sleep. He has to be a little sympathetic.
Does he understand that?
I've told him over and over. I think Lindsay should take his direct.
Me? You take him.
Look, in a way, you represent the victims.
Exactly.
He also seems to be softer with you than he is with Bobby or me.
Have Jimmy take him. He's good at bringing out soft sides.
Look, any one of us could do it. You'll be the most effective. His best chance to be sympathetic is you.
Hey. You okay?
Yeah.
I can take the direct. He really scared you, didn't he?
The way he looked at me. I'll tell you this, Bobby. He's not faking. I looked into those eyes. They were the eyes of insanity. I may not be a doctor, but I saw it. That man is truly crazy. Did you not hear my question? Did you know these women?
I'd met them. I can't lay claim to knowing them.
You met them at Hannigan's.
Yes, they weren't particularly kind to me.
Can you tell the court how you happened to see them get killed?
Well, on each occasion, I followed them, and in the parking lot, I saw them get abducted by the other man.
Could you describe this other man?
I never got a very good look at his face. He was about 6 feet tall, lanky.
And he abducted these women in the parking lot?
Yes, he dragged them into his car. I think they liked him, but for some reason, they didn't want to go with him.
Okay, and what did you do?
I followed. He drove them to an abandoned pier on the harbor. And he would stab them there and drive off. I tried to help each of them, but I was always too late. They were dead. There was nothing to be done. So I ate them.
How did these women end up in your basement, Mr. O'Malley?
I drove them there from the pier.
And, sir, can you tell the court why you would eat these women?
Because they were so beautiful. Like you. The book of Genesis tells us that woman came from man. When man consumes the woman, it makes him one with her. And by eating them, I know they will go to heaven. Because I am going to heaven. And they will go with me. You'll be going to heaven, Clarice.
You think my name is Clarice? That's all I have.
What did the other man do with the knife?
I don't know.
Funny how it never turned up, like it was hidden or disposed of carefully. The other man really knew what he was doing, I guess.
You sucked my fluids to make me one with you.
How come you never told your coworkers your real name? You went to work every day as Lawrence O'Malley. You did your job as Lawrence O'Malley. Collected your paychecks, paid your income taxes. You did everything as Lawrence O'Malley. Why didn't you tell people you were really Hannibal Lecter?
It makes it difficult to invite somebody over for dinner.
That's clever.
Would you have sexually engaged with me had you known my true identity?
When you saw these women murdered by this other man, why not go to the police?
I was afraid of being a suspect, since I was there.
You could have prevented other women from being killed. Surely you have a conscience, or do you?
By the time I realized he was a serial killer, bodies were in my basement. I didn't know what to do.
So you just let women continue to be murdered?
I am trying to help now.
Oh, you're helping now?
Yes. I gave the police a partial description. I told them where he kills. Instead of persecuting me, you should be looking for him, especially since...
Since what?
He's planning to kill Clarice.
You okay?
Fine.
I thought your direct went great.
Good to hear. I don't want to win this case. I don't want him going to some state mental facility that he'll be able to break out of in a week.
Okay.
No! I went through this with Hanks. I don't want to go through it again. I don't want to win this case. You should go in there.
Eugene, can I see you for a second? This could be nothing.
What?
Jeannie Tanner is a friend of mine. She works at the coroner's office in Suffolk. There's an unsolved murder. Happened 7 weeks ago. 28-year-old woman, stabbed to death, found behind the Marriott. Last seen alive at Hannigan's bar.
7 weeks ago?
Lawrence O'Malley was in custody.
It's exculpatory evidence and they held it.
This is not exculpatory. It has nothing to do with the case.
Woman stabbed, seen at Hannigan's bar. Come on.
This was a robbery victim. The woman was stabbed once.
We should have been told about it, Helen.
The state has no obligation to inform the defense of every other homicide.
Oh, please. This one either fits the pattern or comes damn close.
I don't agree.
Come on, Ms. Gamble. It's close enough. But counsel, explain to me the harm.
We may have had another defense available.
Which is?
Somebody else is killing these women.
Oh, come on.
My client has always maintained the other man killed these girls. We now have knowledge of the other man.
You've got to be kidding.
Your Honor, we should at least be allowed to change our plea and argue the elements. In addition...
First of all, this is absurd. Second, you can't just change a plea.
We got stuck with this case on Sunday. Sunday. Now we find out the prosecution knew of another murder that fits the pattern. At the very least, we should be able to change our plea. It means one extra witness on this other killing. It doesn't inconvenience the court. And to deny us this, you just guarantee my client an appeal.
Okay. I'll let you plead in the alternative.
I don't believe this.
Ms. Gamble, you should have revealed that other murder. Be glad I don't find misconduct.
How's she doing?
She's okay. She's a little... She's okay.
I am not okay.
Lindsay...
What's wrong with you? I'm not okay. Somebody can beat you half to death and you can go back to being okay the next day. You're always okay. Bobby's okay. That's how you handle things. You're okay.
Please don't embarrass me like that in front of the office.
Please don't embarrass you. I got stabbed 2 years ago. I got stabbed, Bobby. A man stuck a knife into me 3 times. I almost died. And then Hinks stalked me. I'm not okay. I have never gone back to being okay, no matter how much that you insist that I have. I'm not okay.
The cause of death was stabbing?
That's correct.
And the victim, Jill Hanover, was at Hannigan's bar the night she was killed?
Yes.
Found in an alley off of Commercial Street by the harbor. Is that right, Detective?
Yes.
And Miss Hanover was killed on March 26th?
Yes.
And do you have any leads or suspects at this time, Detective, relating to this murder?
No, we do not.
Is this killing related to the 3 murders which are the subject of this trial?
We don't believe so.
Why not?
Well, Miss Hanover was stabbed once in the neck. The other girls were stabbed multiple times in the abdomen and the sternum. A different knife was used for Miss Hanover. The body was also dumped in an alley as opposed to being transported to a basement and consumed. Miss Hanover was African American and overweight. These other 3 victims were white with conventionally attractive figures. We determined that she was simply a robbery victim and that her death was completely unrelated to the other 3.
Can you prove that, Detective?
Obviously, we can't prove anything until we catch this other suspect.
The other suspect? Okay. Just arguing the alternative, insanity, and the possibility there really is another man. All right, look, we have 2 theories. They're mutually exclusive, but the law permits us to present alternative defenses. It's risky, but it's in our interest to do so here.
Where is Clarice?
Never mind.
Is she all right?
I'm right here.
I'm sorry. I frightened you. If anything ever happened to you, you know, I'd make sure you go to heaven.
Hey! Shut your mouth! I don't want you talking to her anymore. You got that?
The fact that they have thrown in this 11th hour theory, maybe somebody else did it. That evidence shows the desperation of the defense, ladies and gentlemen. First, he's Hannibal Lecter. Then, zip, throw in a psychotic break. Then, what the hell? Why not? Let's say it was another man after all. Lawrence O'Malley brutally stabbed 3 women who rejected his advances at a bar. It is that simple. Maybe he is really crazy enough to eat human flesh, but we don't let murderers go because they consume their victims. This is a competent, highly functional man who went to work every day, lived a rather normal life. Never flashed Hannibal or insanity to anybody. And here, we see him flashing it at every turn. Suddenly, he's standing up saying he and I had sex. He's calling his attorney Clarice. He bites off a lawyer's nose. So many sudden acts of insanity after 40 years without a sign. It's a little convenient, don't you think? He's trying to feign legal insanity to get away with his murders. 3 doctors who examined him testified he's faking. And he's hoping you fall for it. But just in case you don't, maybe another man did it after all. Worth a shot. He's been laughing at us this entire trial. Please, don't give him the last laugh.
We put up 3 doctors who said he wasn't faking. They believe he's insane. A base illness, a paranoid schizophrenia, coupled with psychotic breaks. You heard the expert's testimony. And now we learn another woman was killed leaving Hannigan's bar. Killed while Lawrence O'Malley was in custody. The police think it's unrelated, but can they prove it? You heard Detective McGuire. They can't. The state hasn't met its burden here. And as a matter of law, you must acquit.
Ms. Gamble, rebuttal?
Hold on, Your Honor. We're doing our closing in tandem. Mr. Donald took the first part.
Very well.
The most outstanding question concerns the 12 of you. We have a man sitting here, clearly psychotic. We know he eats people. He quite possibly kills them. Nobody likes the idea of him being anywhere except in a maximum security prison. But we all have our duties here. They prosecute, we defend, and you determine whether guilt was proven beyond all reasonable doubt. The 12 of you have the nastiest job of all, because to execute your duty, you have to find this man not guilty, which of course you don't want to do, but you must. The expert testimony was a wash at best. They put up doctors to say he's faking. We put up just as many to say the schizophrenia was real as was the psychosis. On the insanity, there's no escaping doubt with all the conflicting opinions. And as for the other man, well, there was another man who stabbed a girl leaving Hannigan's bar. It happened while Lawrence O'Malley was in custody. That means it's possible. Possible. Things happened just as Mr. O'Malley claimed. He followed these girls out of the bar. He saw another man abduct them. He saw another man stab them, drive off before Mr. O'Malley took the bodies back to his basement. And this isn't some 11th hour theory we're throwing out in desperation, by the way. The police knew about this other murder, and they never told us. And we must ask ourselves, why? Why didn't they tell us? You've got reasonable doubt on the insanity. You've got reasonable doubt on the killings themselves. 2 very big questions. The third question, the biggest. Are the 12 of you going to stay true to your oath and uphold the law?
How'd it go?
Jury's got it.
If you didn't want to close, why didn't you just say so, Bobby?
My closing
You phoned it in, you stood up there.
Back up, Eugene.
Nobody closes like you can, and that was half-assed by the numbers.
I said back up.
All right, cut it out. We don't need this.
Look, I don't want that guy on the street either. That's not what this is about. We have a job to do. Everybody in this room did their job, even Lindsay. It was your job to deliver your best, Bobby, and you were up and down in 30 seconds. What are we? Huh? Some clients we try our hardest for, others we pull back. When the hell are we?
I don't disagree, but it's his wife, Eugene. Maybe you don't have to excuse him because of that. But I would think you could understand.
Clerk's office just called. They have a verdict.
The defendant will please rise. Mr. Foreman, the jury has a unanimous verdict.
Yes, Your Honor.
What say you?
Commonwealth versus Lawrence O'Malley on 3 counts of murder in the first degree. We find the defendant, Lawrence O'Malley, not guilty. On 3 counts of murder in the second degree, we find the defendant, Lawrence O'Malley, not guilty.
Straight not guilty.
Your Honor, the Commonwealth seeks to place the defendant under arrest for concealing and consuming human bodies, crimes.
Hold on. My client was only charged with murder. These crimes would be lesser included offenses. Double jeopardy would attach.
I agree. You can't now arrest him for lesser included, Ms. Gamble. The defendant has been found not guilty. He is free to go. Please release him from the restraints.
Your Honor, this man is clearly dangerous.
Ms. Gamble, he's been acquitted. He's free to go. We're adjourned.
Thank you, Bobby. Eugene, you were sensational. Clarice.
Mr. O'Malley. Mr. O'Malley, were you surprised by the verdict as everybody else seems to be?
Not at all.
What do you think?
To say the least. I mean, it was a bit intimidating. I'm glad it's over. It wasn't that we thought he was innocent. In fact, we all figured him to be guilty. We just couldn't get there beyond reasonable doubt. Not with that other murder.
I'm sorry. I think it's the way I handle things. If I can pretend I'm okay, then... So I... But Lindsay... It's not just me. You never talk about how you feel. You keep it all in until you just explode. It isn't just me here.
I know. We both need to do better, Bobby. Or you and I, we won't make it.